Hey, it's Greyson Chance, and I'm hanging out with Rob on Front Row Live.
Before we jump into like the actual music, one thing that not too many artists can say is that you've been in the spotlight since you were young, right? So you experienced the growth spurt, especially the voice.
And the fame.
So, so how did you successfully deal with your voice change while singing and performing?
It was really hard, actually. I was in the middle of a tour in Asia, actually in Southeast Asia, and we were going through shows, and it just happened really overnight. And it was really tough. It took me a lot of time to sort of gain control of it again. But it was one of those things, it's like you can be as mad at it as you want to be, but there's nothing I could do about it. So I just kept on writing, kept singing through it, and luckily now, sitting in 18, I think it's settled, and so we're good now again.
Nice.
Just won't be able to sing those really high notes anymore, but that's okay.
Well, how did you have to really fix the way you sing now?
It was just a process, It's just sort of bringing things down. I'm actually playing two of the older songs tonight on piano acoustic, and what's going to be funny is that hearing them in that low voice, I'm sure some of the fans are going to be like, "Whoa, that's a little crazy."
Have you tried to go back to that old high pitch that you were able to do?
I can try as hard as I want, but old Grayson's chords are like no. But it's funny when you go through the change. I actually have more. I have more access to areas I didn't have now with an older voice. So it's a really interesting process. To any 13-year-old singer who's about to go through it, good luck. I hope your friends and family are supporting you.
Right. So aside from trying to figure out, how you're going to be able to sing such song that you write, what else really changed in the writing process of your music? Because I know you are the prime writer of all your stuff.
Yeah, I write all my own music, and all the songs I'll be playing out tonight, I wrote. And so I think there's a level of transparency with me. I really want to make music and lyrics and content that my fans can know that is honest and that's coming from me. So I think how the writing process changed, it just became more mature, it became more evolved, and I think I took a larger part. When I was a kid, I was still in the studio, still contributing. Now it's more of me really stepping in as a writer and really grasping creative concepts. So I'd say this new EP is definitely a good reflection of me now as a person and as an artist.
And going back to you being a kid, as a musician going in the studio, what do you feel was one of the hardest things to be able to accomplish while you were so young and living in this crazy business?
Yeah, I think it was proving myself, and honestly, that's still the case today. Even at 18, I'm constantly, sometimes a lot in LA. I have to go out and actually be like, hey, give me a piano, let me sing, and I'll show you what's up, and I'll show you what I can do. And a lot of people, it's hard to do that sometimes. You really have to prove yourself and prove yourself as a musician. So when I was a 14-year-old kid, I was really cocky, and I was like, because I knew that, I was good at something, and I always wanted to do it. And so I spent a lot of time just lowering that chip on my shoulder and just saying, now it's just you got to play the piano and you got to sing.
Was there something that really triggered you to realize that you were being cocky, like you were saying?
I don't necessarily think so. I think you put any 12-year-old kid in a venue and you put a bunch of people in front of him, and I wouldn't say, let's say it this way, I was really confident in my skills, and as a kid I think I really cherished onto that and held on to that.
Okay. Now let's talk a little bit about that upcoming EP. You've been teasing Hit and Run for a couple of days or weeks already, and it drops in about a week. February 5th?
February 5th. I'm going to be playing it tonight, and I'm really excited. Afterlife was our first single. Now we're going to Hit and Run, and I think the sound is going to surprise a lot of the fans and a lot of the listeners, and it's it's a little lyrically heavy too, so I'm really excited for the record.
Can you talk a little bit more about the meaning behind the song? Especially, there's one thing that stuck out to me when you previewed it on TV a couple days ago. I think the lyrics went something along the lines, "I am my father's son."
Yeah.
So can you really dive into that a little more?
Yeah. So I've just I love my dad. I do love my dad, and I'm like trying to pick out as much of a detail as I can of like what he was like when he was my age or when he was in his 20s. And I got these stories about, long cigars and, some crazy nights out on the town. And I think to me, the record is kind of saying, and whether it's in a totally true context, I don't know. That's the fun thing about songs, you can kind of bounce it out. Yeah. And it was sort of me just saying, I'm a hit and run. I'm a little all over the place. Maybe not the most well trusted in like a relationship or some sort of thing like that. And so don't call me something I'm not. I'm my father's son. I told you that when we were in it. You know.
I like that. I like that. And is that what pretty much the whole record is about? Is it more you personally speaking out to your audience?
Yeah, there's a bit of that. There's a lot of, you know, I'm a bit introverted sometimes, and so I speak a lot about that on the EP, but also in this record, in this particular song, I talk a lot about that. So there's, you know, I take a lot of inspirations from the stories my dad always tells me and about the good old days, and so yeah.
Who did you end up getting this record produced with?
I worked with a couple of different producers, a lot of friends. You know, what's great about being in LA and being in the industry as long as I've been in is, you know, you sort of create like a network of people. And I call them when it's homie verified, when I can just be like, I know this guy's going to kill it. And so worked with a bunch of people I really respected and really looked up to, too. I got a couple sessions for this EP where I would have said, man, I would have never thought I'd been able to work with that person. David Ryan Harris being one of them. And so... yeah, just worked with a bunch of different people and found the best 5-6 songs and went with it.
And you behind the scenes also write for other musicians. So how does that really help you in writing your own material?
I try to write as like prolifically as possible. Okay. I think, you know, even if it's just like a minute song, like even if it's something really quick, every morning I try to at least sit down at the piano, see what's going on. So sometimes you come across songs that are really great, but maybe not great for me. Right. And so, you know, we work on it and sort of putting it out to different artists and seeing what's going on. So it helps me become a better writer.
In the past, you got a lot of love from a lot of, a few rappers from the hip hop world, Nas being one of them. Have you ever thought of maybe collaborating with a hip hop artist on your material?
I go to sleep every night praying to the good Lord that Nas and that I will be one day be to that status. Yeah, you know, I know Nas a bit and met him a couple times, and I'm just a massive fan of the records and of the music, and so he's probably, I don't know, I'm very into hip hop and rap, even though, hey, kid from Oklahoma, I can still be into hip hop and rap, and so Nas, I think, is like I don't think you can talk to anyone in the community, and they'll be like, well, it's Nas, like, no, it's Nas. So yeah, he's a dream collaborator, and there'd be probably a couple more. I love Rick Ross. Yeah, Rick Ross is like a homie too. And let me think of one more I can give you. I'd say Locksmith from LA. He's a new up and coming rapper. He's super duper cool and would love to collaborate with him.
That would be awesome. Mm-hmm. You should bring out some up and coming artists. You never know. It might be some like epic production.
Hey man, Locksmith, hit me up. I love your album.
What are the plans for this year with the upcoming EP? Is there going to be more touring, or is this it for now?
Yeah, there will be a lot more shows coming up. These are just the beginning. You know, we're doing LA, Chicago, New York. I haven't played in the US in like 2.5, 3 years. So this is, yeah, I've been hiding working on music. So this is kind of me coming back, and there will be a lot more shows and a lot more things going on as things start to release out.
And how soon can we maybe expect a date for this album?
You can expect it very soon. Hit and Run is coming out February 5th, and I have a documentary project I'm also really excited about that will be coming out as well. So there will be a lot of Greyson Chance this year coming up.
And what is this documentary mainly about? Is it the start of Greyson Chance, or...?
I'm actually talking all about politics. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, man.
No, it is. It's about my story into the industry, and sort of how everything came about and everything from square one to where we are now.
Okay. Well, I definitely look forward to hearing the whole EP. You've been teasing a lot of music lately, and it's sounding amazing so far. So I can only imagine what it's going to sound like. And definitely with the documentary, hopefully we can see that soon.
Oh, thanks, man. And that Nas feature.
We got to get that going. So, well, thanks for hanging out with me, dude. It's a pleasure to finally meet you. You guys be sure to check out Greyson Chance. If he comes to your town, check him out live. If not, be prepared. February 5th, another new single's coming out, Hit and Run. Check it out. And hopefully Afterlife music video coming soon.
Maybe a Hit and Run music video coming soon.
Maybe. We'll see. Don't forget to subscribe, guys. Thanks for watching.